Chapter 8 of The Fearser Bureau, United We Stand, by RK Striker JK5. Celestia sped through the sky to Caroline, going as quickly as she dared with her passenger. Danielle's arms were wrapped around Celestia's neck, her head tucked down as close to Celestia's mane as possible. "Can't you go away faster?" Danielle shouted over the wind. Celestia shook her head slightly. "Not without putting you in undue danger, Danielle. I can't even spare any magic that shields you against the wind." Her horn glowed, and a roll of parchment, a human-style ballpoint pen, appeared in front of her. The parchment unrolled, and the pen rolled across it before both vanished once more. Candela quickly filled her vision as Celestia flew up to the tallest tower and a balcony jutting out from it. She touched down even as a half a dozen ponies walked down onto it. Chancellor Fancy Pants leading them. They all bowed as Celestia touched down. Danielle hopped off. "Your Majesty, what is the emergency?" Fancy Pants asked. He straightened up, old parchment hovering next to his horn. Celestia kept walking, the others following her as she exited a balcony and entered the throne room itself. "I do not wish to say this multiple times, Chancellor. Time is already precious enough as it is." She looked back to him. "I need to address the entire Senate as quickly as possible. It's a matter of the highest importance." One of the other ponies there spoke up. "An emergency session was called as soon as your message was received, but it will still be about 10 minutes before they all gather. General Spanish Steel and Captain Shining Armor have both been summoned. Princess Luna has been roused as well." A booming voice from the room's entrance caught everyone's attention. "And I would most be interested to hear what's happened at the Rainbow Bridge, Celestia!" Luna proclaimed, entering the throne room herself. She walked up to Celestia and Danielle, eyes darting between the two of them. "Where is Megan?" Danielle swallowed, stirring a bit. "Why, we don't know what's happened with Mal," she said, rubbing her temple. She waved Luna off, even as the alicorn opened her mouth. "Luna, please, just..." Her voice trailed off as she sucked in a breath. "Oh, God," she muttered, finally dropping to her knees. We just..." She trailed off, tears trickling down reddened cheeks. Celestia looked about. "Everyone but Luna and myself, please leave the throne room. Guards included. Disturb us only when the Senate has convened." Her eyes hardened as she lingered. "Go!" she barked, sending him trotted out. She waited for the guards' ponies to standing by the door to leave, before dropping down next to Danielle. "Danielle, it's all right. Put it out." Luna tried over, joining the pair on the floor. She locked eyes with Celestia. "What has happened?" Celestia returned her sister's gaze. "The Rainbow Bridge has been blocked, and there's something on the other side with Megan," she stated, voice a little lower than a whisper. She raised a hoof even as Luna rose to her hooves and her horn glowed. "Luna, don't. We don't have any more information beyond that. And someone here needs us right here, right now." Luna's eyes flashed, turning white for a moment. She glanced at the door leading to the balcony, to Danielle sitting next to her. She unfurled a wing, draping it over Danielle's shoulders. Danielle swallowed and wiped her eyes. "Thanks," she said, forcing a smile. "I'm sorry about this, you too." Celestia leaned forward, gently nuzzled Danielle. "I broke down a bit after we left the Everfree Forest, Danielle. It's taking pretty much all my will at the moment not to break down again." Luna's eyes shifted from Danielle to Celestia. "What precisely happened at the Rainbow Bridge, Celestia?" Her eyes narrowed. The outline of the sun shifted her gaze away from her sister. Celestia's body trembled as she spoke. "We called up Megan to arrange lunch, but she was cut off by some odd noise. I flew up to the hole itself, but there was some sort of energy field blocking it." Mirthless chuckles escaped her. "I tried kicking it, but no avail. I peeked my head through it and saw..." She looked to Luna. "I saw me, or something that looked like me." She flung me back with an almost casual flick of her horn. There wasn't any way for me to breach this barrier, so I flew here for help and began plotting something. There was silence for a moment before Luna slowly nodded. "I see. Thank you, Celestia." She sucked in a breath. "Danielle, how are you?" Danielle wiped her eyes. She was no longer crying, but her body still shook. I think I'm better," she said, sighing. Maybe this whole year's finally starting to catch up with me. The young woman pursed her lips. But Mom leads me, and I can't do her any good sitting here. She placed her hands on the floor and began standing up. But a soft golden glow enveloped her and slid her back down. Hey, look at us! The glow around Celestia's horn faded. Sit. You're in no real condition to go anywhere at the moment, Danielle. And I'm not leaving your side until either you're better or the Senate convenes. The horn glowed once more. 2 tea kettles and 3 cups flashed into existence on the floor. The first kettle flowed, pouring piping hot tea into 2 cups, while the other poured coffee into the third. Danielle slowly reached out to the cup, picking it up and bringing it with her mouth for a sip. She lowered it and chuckled. Chamomile, my favorite. She took another, longer drink from it. Celestia nodded as she drank. I know my family. Luna smiled as she drank the coffee. Indeed you do. The 3 sat there for a few minutes. The door opened and a hoofmaid stuck her head in. Your Majesties, she said, voice quavering, the Senate awaits your presence. Celestia nodded to her. Thank you, Featherful. She rose to her hooves, Luna falling right behind. She suddenly looked down to Danielle as she rose to her feet. Danielle, what are you doing? Danielle's eyes narrowed even more than they usually do. I'm going with you. There's nothing I can do here. Her eyes drifted to the 2 thrones and a stained glass portrait behind it. And I don't know if there's anything I can do there either, she made blushing. But there's more of a chance than here. Her eyes bulged to a fist as she sniffed. I don't want to be alone here either. The 2 Algorns stared a glance before trying over to Danielle. Luna on her left, Celestia on her right. Then let us go, Luna said. A horn glowed and main doors opened, allowing them to exit. The Senate Hall was a scene of minor chaos, and senators chatted back and forth, some of them pounding the tables for emphasis, because it was a good release. Members of the Royal Guard stationed at the exit, pawing at the tile floor in either confusion, nervousness, or both. Cadence, Shining Armor, and Spanish Seal all sat in front of the cabinet itself, sides flanking Shining Armor and Spanish Seal. So, any clue to what's going on, Shiny? Cadence asked, eyes shifting from left to right. Shining Armor shook his head. No clue. I just received orders to mobilize the entirety of the Royal Guard and report here. He turned his head to Spanish Steel, who was staring straight ahead. General, anything? The Pegasus shook his head. I received the same summons as you did, Captain. I also received orders from Chancellor Fancy Pants himself to mobilize the Alliance forces. He hesitated for a moment. There are scattered reports of problems at the Rainbow Bridge. Nothing fully substantial, but most of them confirm each other. He looked to his right. Hopefully, the good Chancellor will have answers for us. At the front stood Chancellor Fancy Pants, swinging a gavel at the speaker's lectern. Monocle floated about, his head following as he scowled. Order! I say order! He bellowed. He waved and nickered. Not a good show, not at all. Hallelujah! Wow. It took you a while to do the whole entire hallelujah when Fancy Pants showed up. Oh, we apologize. It took us a while to get over from the old base. It's been 4 years! We got lost. Can you believe this? The commotion quickly fell to a hush as Celestia, Danielle, and Luna strode in. The senators bowed their heads as the 3 walked up to Fancy Pants. Not only bowed, but backed away. Celestia bowed her head to him. Thank you, Chancellor. She took her place at the lectern, Luna to her right, and Danielle standing slightly in the back. I apologize for the abruptness of this, but time is growing short, or may have run out already. Luna and I were to have lunch with Megan Richards today. However, something has happened to her. She paused as murmurs swept through those assembled. While I was busy speaking with Megan, something appeared in her front yard and erected a barrier around that end of the Rainbow Bridge. I flew up to the hole itself and saw something through it. She paused and ruffled her wings. Something that looked almost exactly like myself, but I could feel immense magical power coming from her. I attempted to bring the barrier down, but was tossed away by it. By her. Murmuring when I left the room, another party by the name of Busybody slowly raised his foreleg. Princess! This news! The Magnate is in danger. The Minister of Economics asked, eyes wide. Earth is threatened by this doppelganger of yours. Another voice spoke up. If there is some alternate Celestia, could there be other alternate ponies? Maybe some alternate Equestria entirely? If that's the case, then there's probably an entire population there. What do they want with Earth? Aren't they using it to get to us? One of those on Earth does have happened. Shining Armor and Cadence exclaimed a huff. Twilight and her friends are on Earth! They exclaimed, breaths clutching their helmets. Squabbling broke out among the senators. Luna glanced at Celestia. I do not recall the Senate being so unruly, she observed. Her eyes peeled pure white. The tip of her horn sparked and a small thundercloud formed near the ceiling, rumbling. Enough! She commanded, the force of her voice sending the first row tumbling back. We do not have time for this! She continued, stomping her hoof on the floor and cracking the tile. All we have at the moment is the barest of information concerning what is going on. We cannot descend into panic when there is much to do and almost no time to do it. A piercing gaze swept out across the tasks and senators. Now then, we need a plan of action! Daniel Silly spoke up. More importantly, we need information. She stopped as every eye turned to her, blushing crimson. I'm about to say, you're completely right, my dear, Buntypan said, nodding to her. He looked to Celestia. Isn't there a time pony or some such in Ponyville? His brow wrinkled above the stem of a hoof. Some sort of medical pony? Celestia glanced at Danielle and motioned with her wing. Dr. Who's is his name, but I do believe Danielle's gotten to know him and his family quite well over the past year. Danielle stepped forward. If there's anyone in Equestria who can figure this barrier out here, it'll be him. That's right. If the doctor can't do it, we're gonna have to bring in even bigger guns. Fancy Kansas' head bobbed up and down. His horn glowed and a quill floated over to a sheet of parchment on its lectern. Danielle Richards, I'm sending you to Ponyville to enlist Dr. Who's aid, he said as he wrote down an apartment. Normally, I'd be less select about this, but time is of the essence. He finished writing. The scroll rolled up and floated over to Danielle, who grabbed it. Here's authorization for a direct flight to Ponyville via the airway, as well as instructions for the good doctor. Danielle straightened up, tossed Fancy Pants in a formal salute. You can count on my Chancellor. She turned to Celestia and Luna. Will you two be all right? Celestia cracked a smile. We will be. Will you? Danielle sighed. No choice. I gotta do this. Celestia inclined her head for the nearest exit. Then go on. No time to waste. Her eyes followed Danielle as he left before looking down at the table at Cadence, Shining Armor, and Spanish Shield. Captain Armor, I need the Royal Guard fully mobilized and sent to the Rainbow Bridge. Shining Armor stood up, swallowing. Your Highness, before we continue, I feel I should remind you that Twilight Sparkle and her friends, the bearers of the elements of harmony, were on Earth in Autobot City when we were cut off. Celestia's eyes hardened. I know, she half whispered. Right now, all we can concentrate on is trying to reestablish contact with Earth any way we can. Besides, you and I both know Twilight and her friends are probably doing their best to help out on their side. She trotted over to his side, leaning her head down and lowering her voice. I'm torn up inside as well. We have to focus to figure out what's going on and get through wherever this is. Shining Armor slid out of his chair, turned her hoof to face Celestia and nodded. You can count on me. He turned to Spanish Steel. General, with your permission, I need to mobilize the Royal Guard. And his superior's nod, he stepped back, settled at the keys and gave her a quick kiss before galloping out full tilt. His aides hesitated a moment before following him. Spanish Steel spread his wings and flew into the air. Chancellor, with your permission, I've got a long night ahead. Up to the top of my bird, I know about a half dozen or so humans at Fort Bulwark that I have to be informed about what's happened. Lieutenant's aide still waiting. Get to the order. I'll be there within 10 minutes. With that command, he flew out of the room. A crab Nasty raised an orange-red claw into the air, cackling. Your Highness, is there anything we can do at the moment? He asked, ice dogs wiggling back and forth. Oh, I know it's a female. They all sound like that. Celestia looked down at the senator, a smile slowly forming on her muzzle. Right now, I don't believe so, but thank you. She looked out to all those there. Thank you all. Cadence rose to leave, but stopped as a shout fell over her. She looked up to her right and spotted Luna floating over her. I have a mission for you, Luna said, quickly explaining herself. Cadence blinked. It'll take at least 2 days to get there, Luna. Luna shook her head. If you fly at maximum speed, hug the terrain, and don't stop, you should be able to make it there in about 2 to 3 hours. She leaned close to the younger Alicorn. Please, Cadence. We need all the help we can get. Cadence nodded, an expression of determination on her face. You can count on me, she said, cantering back, turning around and flying up and out of the room. It's a shame that only one of the realms is connected to this universe. Otherwise, we could also see if we could get Vox Machina to help us. We're prepared for the critical role again. Great you. Yeah, I mean, this is connected to D&D. For work, near Canterlot. Sergeant Jack Robbins tried keeping his gaze level as he followed the soldier down the corridors to General Robert Stone. Seriously! How did he make it that far? Who can take a name like Rubber Stomper seriously? Come on, audience, say it to yourself. See if you don't laugh at least once. Rubber Stomper. His eyes kept drifting to the being leading him on. It was a stoneback, a 3-foot-long armadillo-like creature with a green underbelly, sharp claws that cracked on the floor, and a tail that snaked out and armor from head to toe. His lips were curled back in an almost perpetual snarl. The only thing he wore were rank insignia and a harness with various tools and pouches. The pair eventually came out to a somewhat nondescript door in the middle of a hallway, a plaque mounted on it, and a single guard at attention, the only thing making it stand out. The stoneback stood up on his hind legs. Sergeant Robbins, to see General Stopper, he hissed out. The guard nodded and opened it and stepped inside. General, Sergeant Robbins is here, she announced. Robert Stopper looked up from his desk, his face grim. Thank you. Please go in, Sergeant. Jack ducked in slightly, stepped inside, stepping his attention in front of Robert Stopper's desk. General, reporting as ordered. The Earthpine nodded and motioned to a chair. Please sit, Sergeant. I've got bad news, and I'm not good at sugarcoating it. Jack looked down at the chair. Sturdily built and roughly half the size for his body frame. He hesitated for a moment before stepping over and sinking down to it. His knees rose to a nearly level of his chest as he sat. What's the news? He asked, uncertainty in his voice. Rainbow Bridge has been blocked by some outside force. Right now, Equestria is cut off from Earth. We have some vague notion of what's behind it, but nothing concrete. Robert Stomper slid a glass of water across the table to Jack's direction. I think you might need this. Jack reached out and grabbed the glass with a shaking hand and drained it at one go. He slammed the glass back onto the oak table. Cut off, he mumbled, blinking rapidly. His mouth opened and closed a few times, and waved his right hand in the air before speaking again. Is there anything else, or... He sucked in a breath and closed his eyes. Robert Stomper slowly shook his head. What I told you is what I told you to Man of Steel. I'm sorry, Sergeant. Don't got anything else beyond that. Jack nodded, staying in the chair. No. Thank you for that, at least. I apologize for spacing out like that, General. Robert Stomper snorted and waved him off. I'd be shocked if you didn't. No, softly shook his head, tossing his man about. The second new information comes down, I'll let you, your crew, and support staff know. Jack leaned forward, arranged himself out of the chair, sitting to attention. With your permission, I'd like to inform them of the news myself. He paused for a moment and gathered his thoughts. Just anything we could do, we're there at your command. The general nodded. Let's call back. Thank you, of course. I'll call a general assembly to announce this, but I'll delay you about 10 minutes for you. Dismiss, Sergeant. May the herd be traveled by your side in this. Walked to the garage where Jack's tanks and crew were passed by quickly. Went to the cabinet room, quickly spying Abrams and a small gathering of humanoids, ponies, and smattering of species in front of it. He strode in front of the mostly unoccupied garage. Snippets of conversation gently to his ears. So there we were, Triptychon in front of us, shooting missiles from his mouth. We shot him, but since he's about the size of Caroline, we just succeeded in pissing him off. A pig just floating in the air chuckled. How long were you before you tucked tail and ran? Jack spoke up, catching their attention. We prefer to think of it as a tactical withdrawal. Not that we had much of a choice at the time, mind you. Attention! Corporal Jack Kowalski called out, stepping to attention with the other four. He seems to salute with Jack. Sergeant, the natives are chickening out, Sue reported. Bossenforth nickered and tried over at Janet. Well, that's just a load of bucking horse apples, she said, looking up at Jack and Janet. Janet looked around. Janet, I'm afraid we got news from that name. It's pretty bad. He glanced down at Bossenforth. We'll be calling down everyone for a meeting, but I'll tell you right here. He looked up at his crew before wavering before speaking. Rainbow Bridge has been blocked by something or someone. Right now, we're stranded here in Equestria. The air was quickly sucked out by the collective gasps of everyone there. Janet's eyes twitched and her mouth wavered. We're cut off from Earth? She stammered. Jack held up his hand and the others began talking. Easy! Easy! He shouted. Calm down, everyone. Believe me, I know how you all feel. I went through the same thing in Rubberstuffer's office, but we can't lose our heads at the moment. Private Ronco raised his hand. It was a native Atakov, a human-looking save for small fins on his neck and wrists, slightly green powder to his skin, short webbing connecting his fingers, his steel scales wiring horizontally around his collarbone. Sergeant, the time dilation if the Rainbow Bridge goes down, he blurted out, is not an effect here. Will time speed up and slow down on Earth? Another Pallion spoke up. I doubt it, Private Shiny Dame mused in a rather cultured voice. He looked up at Jack through thick goggles. Sergeant, if I may ask, what were the General's exact words? Blocked? Destroyed? Jack rubbed his chin for a moment. He said blocked, but to be honest, I'm not sure they got all the information on what happened. He said, shaking his head. Shiny Dame nodded. Yes, well, as the old saying goes, that's how it feels, wasn't it? Janet slowly got out of breath. She bowed her head to the earth, pawing. And half empty. Jack fixed a glare at her. Janet? Janet swallowed straight up. Sorry, sir. A sigh escaped Jack and he shook his head. Can't blame you. I had a bit of that back at Rubberstuffer's office. The final member of the crew, Corporal Jose Hernandez, spoke up. Sergeant, the moment. Let me hold this. Jack focused on the youngest one there. Good question, Corporal. He began pacing, looking at those under his command. First off, I told the General if there's anything we could do, we'd be there. He stopped in front of the support crew. Zale, Rito, go over every inch of the tank and make sure she's ready to go at a moment's notice. He bowed face and walked down to his crew. The big thing for all of us right now is to stick together. His eyes drifted from Janet to Ranko and to Jose as he spoke. We're a team, so we be there for each other. If being stranded here gets a bit much. I don't know what's going to happen over the next few days, or even hours, but I do know this. There's no one I'd rather have at my side when the shit inevitably hits the fan than you. Janet's face lit up. Thank you, sir, she said. And I think I speak for all of us when I say there's no one else I want leading us when whatever happens, happens. Shiny Day sniffed. What a lovely sentiment, he said, wiping his eye with a huff. Bossenforth rolled her eyes. Snap to attention, Shiny. She looked down while she stood there. And I mean it, she shouted. There was a sudden, high-pitched whine, and several loudspeakers in the ceilings and walls turned on in a few minutes. Attention, everyone! There will be an emergency meeting in the main training field in 20 minutes. I repeat, there will be an emergency meeting in the main training field in 20 minutes. For those unable to attend, there will be additional briefings held later on. That is all. Bossenforth looked up at Jack. 3 guesses to what this is about. She looked to her own crew. All right, counter to it! She looked up to her counterpart. Will you be okay? Jack bit his lip. I hope so. Bossenforth stretched her hotel. See, Jack smiled, bent his knees, closed his hand, completing the pulling equivalent of a fist bump. Thanks. She turned to smile. Anytime, she said before lowering her hoof back to the pavement, calling out to the others. Jack turned to his crew. All right, let's get to work. Earth, lighthouse. A few hours later. Sly Sparkle paced back and forth, head low. The rest of her friends were scattered about the dining room adjacent to the Oval Office. A wall-mounted television showing an emergency news broadcast A pair of Secret Service agents were standing at the door. Okay, he muttered. This is insane. I mean, really insane. She stopped and dropped to her haunches, staring at a spot on the wall. Really? Just really? Spike walked over to her, wrapped his arms around her neck, simply hugging her. A smile formed on Twilight's mouth as he wrapped the foreleg around Spike, pressing against his dorsal spines. Thank you, Spike. Verity, sitting on a chair with legs tucked, underneath her barrel, let out a sigh. This is absolutely out of control. Some ghastly creature impersonates Princess Celestia, cuts Earth from Equestria, and declares war on humanity. She held her foreleg to her forehead, swinging slightly. I know I don't let you say this often, but truly, this is the worst possible thing! Abzak, sliding across the table for Verity, looked at her friend aside. You're known for blowing things out of proportion, Sugar Cube. This time? She lowered her head and her entire body seemed to sag. This time you're right. Raymond Das, hovering near the ceiling, dropped down to the floor next to Twilight Sparkle. So what now? She looked at the element of magic and swallowed. Sorry, Teleboom? Some sort of magical science? I know there's gotta be something you got cooking up in that head of yours. Any response was cut short by a newscaster on television. And we just received word that President Abernathy will soon be giving an emergency address for the Oval Office. The anchorman announced, We go live to the White House. President Abernathy sat at his desk in the Oval Office, flanked by two members of the Secret Service. The old soldiers placed his hands on the desk and looked forward slightly, waiting for an announcement that he was on before speaking. At approximately 10 o'clock, the United States was attacked. This attack is not limited to the United States, but affects the whole of Earth. A hole in space was ripped open in Kentucky, and an energy barrier formed in the heart of a suburban neighborhood, destroying a large portion of it, forcing thousands to flee from their homes and cutting us off from the Equestrian Alliance. That was merely the start. From this hole, a dark counterpart of Princess Celestia emerged, similarly judging humanity unfit for continual existence. She has declared her intentions to convert every man, woman, and child into what she calls new foes, as well as using the barrier to wipe out every trace of our civilization. Our art, our technology, our entire culture would be obliterated under her hoof. She and her Neo-Equestria have already done this to an alternate Earth. Now wish to convert us, whether we like it or not, simply because in her eyes we are barbarous, immoral creatures, incapable of making the right decisions ourselves. Clayton's eye, restricted to his right hand, was curled up to a fist. I would be the first to admit I've done some questionable things in the past, but I've also done my best to make the world a better place. The human race as a whole have done some monstrous things. We have done so many wondrous things. We've done so of our own free will. What's this tyrant wishes to strip from us. As she made her intentions clear, so was me. Therefore, I ask Congress to vote for a formal declaration of war between the United States and Neo-Equestria. He looked right at the camera. I ask all of you listening to give your all for this fight. I ask those nations who signed the Geneva Accords to send soldiers, supplies, and anything that can be shipped as soon as possible. I ask all nations, period, to send aid. Or if this fight is lost, if the barrier expands, then all of us will pay the ultimate price. Thank you, and Godspeed. Secret Service agent standing at a door raised her right hand to the near piece. Nodded, looked down at Twilight Sparkle. Miss Sparkle, the President will meet you with you shortly. Twilight Sparkle nodded to her. Thank you. Her eyes narrowed, she stared straight ahead. Dash? Rainbow Dash snored and pawed the carpet. Yeah, Twilight? Get some sleep tonight. Tomorrow, we're going back to Autobot City, and Talib will be right back to Equestria! Why do I hear some epic rock guitar music playing? Neo Equestria, Solar Throne. It was one of the most disturbing things Twilight had ever seen. It was something he never thought was possible, something he had never seen before. Queen Celestia sat on the throne, wings folded tight against her body. Her mane and tail were almost limp, barely flickering. Finally, Celestia's head hung low with her eyes closed as she quietly snored, fast asleep. His eyes never left the sight of her majesty quietly sleeping. It was disturbing to her in ways she couldn't place. Celestia's bodyguards at the hoof of the solar throne apparently felt the same way, as each one would occasionally glance behind him at the doozing Alicorn. Her steps behind her caught Twilight's attention. She turned to see Minister Busybody led in by another stallion. "Miss Sparkle," Busybody said, lifting a clipboard out of a saddlebag and placing it in front of him. He stopped short as he saw Celestia. "Oh my!" Celestia sighed.
"Busybody, can this wait? Queen Celestia is indisposed at the moment."
She spared a glance at the other stallion. Busybody paused for a moment. "I'm not sure. I have some reports in some of the largest cities." He went to the clipboard. "There's been reports of unrest in Manhattan, considering food sources there, as well as Hoofington and Maryland. The farms are having trouble keeping up with the increased demand." Twilight starts an eyebrow at him.
"Then, can't the farms increase production? That's part of Earth-Pony magic, after all."
The Earth-Pony standing before Twilight stared at her. "It's not that easy, Miss Sparkle. Earth-Pony magic enhances plants, but it can't create nutrients or revitalize soil. We have 7 billion more mouths to feed, although that number is decreasing even as we speak."
"What?"
Busybody flipped the pages attached to the clipboard. "There have been an increase in deaths in Manhattan. Of new foals." Twilight's jaw worked for a moment before she finally spoke.
Well, new foals do make up the majority of the population nowadays."
She let out a nervous chuckle.
"I'm sorry,
It's not nothing," Busybody interjected. He looked up at the sleeping queen. "But for the moment, that must wait." He picked up the clipboard back from his mouth and slid it back to the saddlebag. "I shall return," he said as he cried out. Twilight turned to the colt, an Earth-Pony with a purple coat, green mane, and the cutie mark of a quill and a rolled-up scroll. "Oh, Twilight, you gent. Oh, you gent."
Spike, take a letter."
"You did! Boom! Congratulations, you just proved yourself to be a complete asshole! Thank you!" She said. A quill and inkwell scroll suddenly appeared in a flash of light. Spike nodded. He reached for the quill, but his hoof merely lifted it a few inches off the ground before it fell back. "Oh, horse apples," he muttered. Twilight let out a sigh.
"Oh, just use your mouth, Spike."
Spike nodded. "Sorry, Twilight. I'm still getting used to this." He let out a chuckle. "I am glad you did this to me. It's a lot better being a pony than being a dragon." He gingerly picked the quill up with his lips, dipped it to the inkwell, and persisted over the parchment. "All right." Twilight cleared her throat and placed a hoof on her chest.
"Dear Queen Celestia, after viewing how the humans have treated you and the condition you are in, I determined that I have no choice but to take direct action on your behalf. Therefore, I decided to cross over to Earth with the other elements of harmony and confront our counterparts directly. It must be shown the error of their ways and side with the humans. I'm sure we can convince them. Signed, your faithful student, Twilight Sparkle." She looked at Spike. "Got all that?" Spike continued scribbling on the parchment for another minute before finally dropping the quill. "No, I do." He looked at Twilight, pressed a hoof across the floor. Twilight, you sure this is a good idea? How are you going to even find them? What about the elements of harmony? They're still locked up." The unicorn reached out, patted Spike on her head, gently musing his mane, and causing him to squirm slightly. "Oh, Spike, you worry far too much."
Horror glowed as he disappeared, only to appear right next to Spike, startling him.
"I can easily track the other Twilight's magic and teleport every pony there and back. No problem."
She turned and began walking away from him.
"Please, make sure the Queen gets the letter, all right?"
And with that, she walked out. Spike let out a sigh, looking over his barely legible scrawling. "I think I'll just tell her what happened instead." Celestia did not dream. Her mind traveled out, beyond the confines of her body, across planes of existence barely thought of. She sought out one mind, crossed the barrier into the other earth. Megan. Megan. Megan kept her head low and shook her body. A breath came out in a near constant cloud.
"I'm cold, right?"
she asked herself. She looked out across the empty landscape, eyes wide.
"I'm Should be snowblind, but I could see.
She flapped her wings, shaking snow off.
Is this how Celestia, Luna, or Kindness fail?
A voice suddenly echoed across her mind, across the snow, driving her to her elbows and hocks. Megan. Megan. Megan flew her head back. Leave me alone! She screamed, her voice echoing. I don't want you in my head or on this planet! She sobbed out, biting her lip.
Megan, please. I want to help you. I want to help you all. But I can't do that if you won't let me.
Celestia's voice grew louder.
I need you to help humanity. That's what I want. What you want, right?
Megan's eyes rolled back slightly. She rose to her hose and her horn glowed, but it sputtered and died. No, not like this. Not like this. She stared straight ahead. Why are you doing this?
I only wish to help you. Isn't that what friendship is about? Helping others.
Megan shook her head, flying about.
No, this isn't helping others. This is twisting them against their will.
You destroyed the humans of the other Earth.
Now you're threatening to repeat that horror here.
She tapped her forehead.
I can see bits and pieces of what you did. Why? For them. For the greater good. They need our help. Just as you do now. My Equestria has fought since founding. But we finally reached the point where we can share our wealth and harmony with others.
Images flashed through Megan's head, coalescing into a waving scene from the past. She screwed her eyes shut, but it continued beyond her eyes.
A tiny Celestia wandered out of the Crystal Castle and looked up at the deep blue, almost purple sky. She winced slightly as explosions tore across the sky. Looked to her left as Princess Tiffany walked up to her. What's going on? She asked, her tiny wings buzzing. Tiffany glanced up, mouth forming a thin line. T-Rex pteranodons are finding Gogar's golem, Celestia. She laid down and nuzzled the yowling Alicorn. But don't worry, young one. They won't be able to reach us here. We're far too away.
A particularly large boom echoed out, sent Celestia scrambling behind Tiffany's legs.
They're so scary, she wailed. Tiffany looked down at the sand nickered. They are. She spun around once more to face the filly. But don't worry, Celestia. You and Luna will have the power to stop these tyrants. Restore Ponyland to its former glory. You can end T-Rex's eternal night and drive Grogar and Tabadon back to the shadows. Celestia slowly walked back to Tiffany's side. What's your name? Please stop them before they did these terrible bad things. Pale white earth-pawing princess closed her eyes. A Pegasus named Firefly went over to the rainbow to help, but she never returned. She reached out, shuttling Celestia back. Now come on, time for your lessons. Megan blinked. Your Firefly never returned? There was a blessed silence for almost a minute before Celestia spoke again. Yes, my Firefly. You knew of her. She was one of my best friends, Megan replied. She looked to the sky. We worked together to stop T-Rex, and I helped her bring Equestria. She and I proved that ponies and humans can coexist, Celestia. There's no need for what you're doing. Please, stop this now! Celestia's voice thundered in her skull, driving her back down. No! You are motherless, magicless beings with the best hint of potential for something better. But I can and will help you, Megan. And you will help humanity to ascend to its next level. Your tone took a sheen of ice, and you will do it willingly too. Follow your heart and soul. Megan grunted, her eyes rolling in the back of her head. She slowly raised her hooves, stumbling a bit from left to right. But eventually stood straight and extended her wings. Celestia's voice continued. Yes, yes, you will help me, Megan. Your family will join you as well. Your husband, your siblings and children were quite nice as ponies, I think. They and those others were not Equestria. No! Megan shouted, her voice shattering ice, sending up great waves of snow. Her eyes turned white and her mane went about. You will not harm my family or friends, do you hear me? the tip of her horn go to brilliant level. Thank you for giving me a good kick to the flank and getting me in gear. You almost had me. She lowered her head and kicked the ground, shaking the land. But no more like it! Celestia's voice echoed in her head, softer now. No, you cannot do this! Think of the consequences of your betrayal, Megan. Your species will lose, and I will not be kind to you nor your family. Megan snorted. Of course you won't. The real Celestia is kind, merciful, and extended a hope of friendship to humanity. You have fated Earth to conquer it and wipe out all mankind. She ground her teeth together. You will wear her face, her body, and mannerisms, but you are not Celestia. You are not my friend, and you have to be stopped. I have an army at my command. Tell me she's gonna say the line. I hope she says the line. Megan flashed back to a movie she saw with Mike that summer. We have an Optimus Prime. Woo! She said it! She said, and now I think it's time I start fighting back against what you did to me. Wind kicked up, swirling around her. Celestia protested, but her voice drowned out as the glow from Megan's horn increased, building to a blinding light. It encompassed her by fading as quickly as it formed and taking Megan with it. Celestia's eyes snapped open. She stood up, quickly focusing on Spike, standing at a hoof of the solar throne. Spike, where's Twilight? She asked, walking down to his level. Spike swallowed, his ears full of flat against his head. Well, you see, he whinnied. She and the others went out to fight those freaky counterparts of theirs, he finally said. Celestia smiled. She tried over to the balcony, set it out through her room. She focused on the sun and a few images that accompanied Megan's announcement of Optimus Prime. So, Megan, your humans will have aid from a mechanical abominations from beyond the stars. Her gaze drifted out, something far off in the distance. Then perhaps I should enlist the help of my own like that. She turned back to Spike. Spike, take a letter. Spike groaned as another quill, piece of parchment and ink well appeared before him. Not again. Congress has voted to declare war against Neo Equestria in record time, with only one vote against. Within an hour of the announcement, Premier Ivan Bredkov announced Russia to declare war alongside the United States, followed by all signatories of the Geneva Accords in nearly every country on the planet. We go live to our correspondent in Moscow. Ah, crap, it's a shattered glass universe, isn't it? Well, time for Optimus on Optimus action!